Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here, also known as Mag. Welcome to actually our first back to the normal format of Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we talk about the latest games, news and reviews from the last 7 days or more, in tonight's case, or so. And we have got a chock-a-block show for you tonight. Going to say hello to a few people. We have got broadcasting live over on Twitch and YouTube on mobile and desktop. We've got Kindred was the first one in. Good evening, Kindred. How are you doing? Gozzo. Good evening, sir. Big Fuzzy Panda, who I know is a friend of our guest tonight, because I know yes, Big Fuzzy Panda messaged me. He said, "Oh, you got my mate on the show." So we'll tell you who that is in a minute. Tapper Face, first time here. Hello. Welcome on in. How you doing? I see TTV. Hello. Good to see you again. Second night on the trot. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Dankers over on YouTube. Good evening. How you doing? And the other half of the wonderful Big Fuzzy Panda, we got the wonderful Big Fuzzy Yak, who I'm going to say congratulations, because she got Twitch partner today. So round of applause for Big Fuzzy Yak for getting Twitch partners. Well deserved. So I am over the moon when I saw that post on Instagram. It's amazing. So congratulations. Want to know how you're celebrating? Let us know. Quick Man, good evening. Hello. How you doing? Brian from the UK Gaming Network. Good evening. How you doing, buddy? There you go. Hi, all, and thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm so glad. It's so cool. It's quite funny now. We'll probably have to come up with a new phrase to shout at each other at gaming events now. We'll figure it out. We've done the whole, oh my God, you're famous for a couple of years, so we'll come up with a variation of that to run around shows and cause havoc. TTV says, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Doing very well, thank you. Said, I'm going to leave the stream on while I do the painful task of grinding in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Love that game. Can't believe that's been 2 years since, well, nearly 2 years since that's been out. So there you go. But yeah, congratulations, Big Fuzzy Yak. It's great to have you here. So, obviously, as you know, because we did 2 New Year's specials talking about 50 games that you might want to play in 2026. And now we get into kind of what we do is our typical format where we talk about games from, the last week or so, plus all the gaming news that's happened in the last week. Plus, we've got a brand new segment for 2026 that we've never done before. And I'm not going to tell you what it is until the end of the show. Have there been 8 games out this year yet? Yes. So, believe it or not, I had to narrow this down from 18. Of which 6 had no reviews for yet. So then I handed it to Dave. So there was a list of 12. And then Dave narrowed it down to 8 for tonight. So there you go. So we are doing some. There was actually 5 games that came out in the first week of January, which is rare. It doesn't always happen. And then the rest were all from like last week. And then this week, starting today till next week, there's tons. There's like a list of 20. So next week will be quite interesting what we pick. So we'll see how we go. Big Fuzzy Hat says, oh my God, you're famous. Our fans at Time Loss asked that we make videos of them saying the phrase, oh my God, we've so got to do that. Nice, can't wait. 2KXO is out today, 6 p.m. on all systems, and it's free. It's funny, I was just talking about that before the show and how that didn't turn up at a certain event because I was hoping to get my hands on that and play it. Never happened. So there we go. But obviously, to talk about these games and help pick what we discuss is my co-host who knows the most. Please give it up for the only Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Not bad, thank you. Evening, everyone in chat. Hope you're all doing well.
There you go. Here comes the Daves. Exclamation Dave in chat.
Cool.
There you go. Was one of them marbles? If not, that makes 19 games. It might have been. But I don't think I saw the reviews for that. There you go. Good evening, Dave. What have you been playing? Have you been playing anything new, or have you still been clawing through that backlog?
I haven't really touched the backlog itself. I've just been playing mostly Battlefield 6. Mostly been playing that pretty solidly for the past week. Mm-hmm. I didn't play a huge amount of it over Christmas. I've been getting back into it all last week. Still enjoying it, but like most of the people, I'm kind of waiting to see what comes up in season 2. But I think we're talking about that a bit more later.
Yeah, we are actually.
I won't say any more. So still enjoying it. But then the other thing I played was myself and my friend who have been playing it co-op. We've been playing Space Marine 2 co-op. We finished the campaign off on Sunday,
Yes.
and I thought only problem I got with the game. Gameplay is good, looks fantastic, but
Yeah.
because I'm not overly familiar with the whole Space Marine Warhammer 40k universe, and never really played the first game, I don't really know a huge about what was going on in there.
Okay.
What characters and the factions were. You can work out the basics, but the deeper sort of story to it, it's a bit sort of over. The way it ends, it's not the best ending ever. It's just, there's bound to be a third game.
Well, that's how I felt. It was left open for another one, you see.
Yeah,
so
completely. Yeah, completely does that. But I say the main thing was all right. And since we've finished that, it opens up loads of the stuff you can do.
Yeah.
We've got all the co-op operations missions we can do. I think there's like some PvP stuff in there as well. Horde mode. So there's plenty of stuff to keep us playing for a few more Sundays. So I think we're at least going to go through the co-op missions. See what those are like.
They're quite good fun. I'll be honest. Yeah, they're definitely worth playing. A couple of people saying you can't play 2KXO at the moment because there is server maintenance going on. The joys of live service games when they launch.
Gotta love it, haven't you?
There you go. Good evening, Flame. How are you doing? Good to see you. Retro Shazar, hello. Do you know what? It's so funny that you always used to watch us on YouTube and now you've hopped over to Twitch, but I greatly appreciate that. So thank you. Someone else mentioned some other games as well. Where was it? Well, there's an Ernest Evans collection of Wolf Team games. That's a deep cut. 2KXO doesn't interest me. Battlefield is my fighting game right now. Shame the marketing keeps turning everyone else off. It did appear in a few game of the year lists, but never got kind of anywhere near as hyped as it should have been, to be honest. Blaze Spencer over on YouTube. Hi, how you doing? Welcome on in. So there you go. I have played more of the most recent Avatar DLC because I want to finish that off. And then also because we've been playing on stream because there's no major games that I've yet to. We've got our first proper 2026 game that I'm streaming for me anyway. I'm streaming on Thursday, which came out today, but we won't talk about that until next week's show. But I've been catching up on games I hadn't tried in 2025, and some were really good and some weren't. I've been going back to Power Wash Simulator 2 because it's always good fun. But we did play a game called Deep Static Drive last week.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to say, it's the most weirdest and possibly bordering on awful game that I played in a long time.
Oh, dear.
It just, yeah. No more. It didn't work for me. How it described it was not, and it didn't make a lot of sense. But then again, I guess, that was the point of it, apparently. And we did play Egging On last night, which was great. No more eggs, please. I only managed to get to the first level because I kept falling there. So there you go. You just gained another subscriber on YouTube. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you, Blaze Spencer. Greatly appreciate it. I'm actually watching on YouTube, on the TV, and Twitch on my phone for the chat. Oh, bless you. There you go. Double the viewers. There you go. It did win Best Fighting Game at the Game Awards, but to be fair, not a lot of fighting games came out in 2025. Yeah. Was it a bit like the sports category? It was mainly made up of, racing games or something. It was a bit weird, but there you go. Anyway, never take the Game Awards that seriously. You only watch it for the trailers. Come on, let's be honest. That's what it's it. Sat there with a bottle of wine for 4 hours having a good time. That's what I was doing with the Game Awards. There you go. Anyway, let's bring our first guest of 2026 in to the chat. This gentleman I first met at OLL in 2023. He is a fountain of knowledge when it comes to... He's going to give you a run for money, Dave. I'll tell you that now. Fountain of knowledge when it comes to games, consoles. And I know I wasn't going to mention this, but I know that he was literally... I don't know whether he was at the event today, but I know he was at the event yesterday, I think. If he gives me a thumbs up, I know I got this right. But he was on a panel basically looking at people's indie games. I hope I got this right. And it was kind of like giving their opinions on it, almost like a portfolio review kind of thing. It's almost close. I'm sure he'll correct me and say what it's right. But I know he has done other things like that as well. But on top of that, there was a cool cool game that came out in December that a lot of people were very, very hyped for. That game was called Terminator 2D No Fate. And it was something that people were itching for because people were saying, we need a really good Terminator game. And these guys put their heart and soul on it. And we have got the man who is the lead tech game designer for Terminator 2D No Fate. Please welcome the fantastic Quang. Good evening.
Hey. Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
Good. I'm good. I'm just tired. It's been a busy 3 months. I'm just tired.
I bet it hasn't stopped because, like, obviously I know there was a big build-up from basically August starting with the Terminator game, and that's why we might as well start talking about that to start with. And then obviously the build-up and everything was going on, obviously, for the launch. I know it had a few little delays, and it wasn't because the game wasn't finished. That was because, obviously, because of all the stupid tariffs and what you know, it caused issues for the different versions, physical versions, like this one, which you're going to have there. But then it came to December and everyone was like, well, this is going to be hands down like the best thing to come out before Christmas. And I know so many people were over the moon with the game. Are you kind of like, I guess you get to relax a bit because the game's out, but I bet there's a lot of stuff that happens afterwards, isn't there?
So it's been mental. I think the game itself was finished in May or thereabouts. We did a small patch for day one patch for it on launch. Fixed a few things there, but yeah, we had moved on to other projects by then. As a studio, the main studio has been working on the new He-Man game for LRG.
Nice. Okay.
Personally, I haven't been working on it, so I haven't had many else on that. I'm working on something else at the moment, but that's under NDA, so we can't talk about that, unfortunately.
We won't do that. Yeah.
But yeah, obviously the marketing started, and as you said, there was delays to the launch. Originally, it was going to be September 5th. I'm going to say the original launch date was set to be, and we dropped the announcement for that 6 months prior to that to start the hype. And people were like, we didn't know this was happening. We didn't know this game was coming out. I'm like, we've been working for like nearly three and a bit years. So that was fun to drop that information. And then obviously we delayed it due to the tariffs and getting the physical out because Refi Publisher were really big on having the physical and the digital release at the exact same time worldwide, and that's no mean feat at all to get a physical out and get a digital out at the same time.
Yeah, you do see it now. It seems to be more and more common that they'll get the digital out and then 6 months or 12 months later, the physical comes out. And that seems to be the common thing, which feels quite weird to obviously people our age without trying to give away ages and stuff. But so to be able to actually do that and get it out on the date where everything comes out, I think is really, really cool. There you go. Once someone says He-Man, I'm in.
Well, I think it's one of those things where the game we made was obviously a love letter to the movie Terminator 2 and 90s arcades in general. So physical is so important for that again, for our market and for the people we will target making the game for. Those the people, myself very much included. I bought the game myself, three different flavors of it.
Did you?
I wanted it on launch day, and I think our publisher couldn't guarantee that the team would get their copies anytime soon. We're still waiting for our copies, so it would take a while. But it was customers first, so I went out and became a customer and bought the game 3 times myself because I wanted it. And having the physical is so important for us.
So does that mean that you're technically going to have it 4 times then? Because once you get your copy from,
Once I get my own copy, I'll have 4 copies of the game. Opening it on all the platforms. I wanted because Reef did a online only edition that was only available from their website. It was on a darker tin and had an extra poster and a few other things. So it was just great to have that. And because we personally weren't involved in the bits that went with the game. We obviously made the game when we consulted on the extra bits. So it's great to have that in hand and I'm collected too, to be honest. So it's quite a part of it.
So obviously congratulations first, because everyone's been loving it. I know there's a lot of people in our chat who've absolutely adored it, and there's a number of people that have said it was their game of the year. So in chat, which there you go. we did a stream of it, and I think some of the bits in it and the eye to detail, especially the little things, the nods. I think as soon as I got in the bar room brawl bit and the what's the name of the song? I think Guitars and Cadillacs started.
Yeah,
it's funny that I was more hyped for that before Bad to the Bone came on, because I love Bad to the Bone, but obviously that's more people remember that more. And it's like, hang on, this was a song when he first walks in, and there's just little things that just you could see all the attention to detail. So I think it's absolutely fantastic that this game's out there. And I know Ollie. I know you know Ollie from Total Video Gamers. He was on his stream last week over on YouTube saying, hands down, it was his game of the year. Let's see what people were saying about it. If the physical comes out later, it's more likely to have all the patches and bug fixes on, though. So there are positives and negatives. True. Digital first, then physical 6 months. So if you're a big fan who wants a physical copy, well, you don't want to wait 6 months after launch to actually play the game, right? Better buy the digital version too. Reasons to buy it twice then, isn't it? Or more. So I got the digital day one and then the physical for Christmas. There you go. Brian says, Henk Neubog's pixel art is amazing, dating right back to Lionheart on the Amiga. There you go. And then you go, oh, then you got, he's got 3 copies. iQual bought 3 copies. There you go. He's close. He's close to you. I haven't beaten you, but he's close. I still love it, the fact that the music from the movies is in it, and the collector's edition is amazing, says Gozzo. Yeah. So there you go. So I kind of got this a bit wrong, but you were at the Pocket Gaming Connected event. Is it?
Pocket Gamer Connect, it's called. Yeah.
Pocket Gamer Connect, and it was the big indie pitch. So it wasn't people that had done games. They were pitching their ideas, wasn't it?
Sure, yeah. So the way the big indie pitch works is it's almost like speed dating for game developers. Where a bunch of judges, we sit around from publishers to game devs to anyone in games, basically. It's a good wide range of people in the industry. And you basically, the developers will come to you and pitch the game for 5 minutes, tell them about your game, and then move on to the next. And literally, it's quick fire rounds. We looked at, I think it was 14 games yesterday. And then at the end of that, of 5 minutes each, we then discussed all our favorite games and stuff, and we chose our favorite 3, and then they voted on which was their favorite game, and then they give out an award at the end of the day today, which I wasn't there today, but yeah.
Okay. So is that then? Do they get some help to move everything forward from that? Is that kind of the idea then? Is that what they're almost? I guess they're not really competing against each other, but in some ways they are. I guess because obviously they're trying to do it.
Yes. So first, second, and third place are picked, and they all get. So Pocket Gamer is one of the, actually probably the biggest handheld mobile website there is.
Right. Okay.
They've been going for 20 years, covering mobile games and AR and VR as well.
Yeah.
And so they will cover their games on the article on the website. Also give them the winners specific advertising space and coverage as well. And hopefully some of the judges will be either various publishers and things like that. So they would have seen the games as well and saw their favorites. So it all helps to promote their game and getting the people, right people get the right eyes on the game. So it all helps.
That's cool. Are you allowed to say what events you're at next? Is there any that you can openly say I'm going to be at, or do you not know yet which? Because you a lot of events, we keep bumping into each other, so we.
So actually, this Sunday we're at Neil's place, the Retro Collective, and Stroud.
Okay, yeah.
A bit Bureau, myself, Mike, and Matt, the 2 leads, were talking about Bitmap Bureau as a whole, and also Terminator 2 there, so in person. I think that's sold out already though. So, but it will be eventually on their website at some point, and their YouTube. So that you'll be able to see that soon.
Okay, awesome. And no doubt we will see you, because I know a number of gaming events are getting announced this year. So we'll see you at that.
Yeah, all the events.
All the events. And if you want to find out what Quang's up to and always doing, that we have pinned to the top of the Twitch chat Quang's Instagram, so you can find out everything that he posts and what he's doing, where he is, what he's been up to. But we will be dropping that in the chat every so often. So there you go, Mr. Dave Johnson. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. Shall we crack on with our show?
Yeah, let's get to it, mate.
Okay, so dare I say it, it's the big one next week. But for now, It's our 249th show. Tonight, we're going to discuss such games as Code Violet, Big Hops, and Legend of Heroes, Trails Beyond the Horizon. Obviously, we're also going to discuss some gaming news. And now I'll give away what we are discussing at the end, because we are going to talk about the new Lego Pokemon sets. And for the first time ever, we're going to talk about the UK Top 10 Games chart. But it is going to be a feature that alternates every week, and I'll explain a little bit more what's happening with that. So let me pop the chat on the screen for everyone to see. Ta-da! There you go. And we will start with our first game. So we are going all the way back to Monday, the 5th of January. Yes, this was the first day that we had a game come out. This came out on PC. I have been sent a copy of this, but I'm yet to have a look at it. But after seeing the trailer, putting the trailers together today, I'm like, I'm really tempted to go and give this a fair shout. So our first game tonight is called Dune Crawl. Let's have a look at the trailer for this, and then we will explain how all you wonderful viewers on YouTube and Twitch can get a shout out for your channels, because we play a little guessing game. But first, here's the trailer. There you go, folks. That is Dune Crawl, which came out on Monday the 5th on PC. Big Fuzzy Yak said, I would love to mount a giant crab with my friends and beat up enemies. Sounds like a perfect weekend. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this indie gem.
Yeah, well, this is an open world action adventure game. It is. It can be played solo, or you can play with up to I think 3 other friends. So 4 of you in there. Parts of it give me like sort of Sea of Thieves vibes, in that you're on this contraption, in this case a big crab, not a shit like Sea of Thieves, and someone's going to be driving it, someone's on the cannon, someone's controlling a shield, and someone else is going around doing repairs. So you've all got to work together to try and keep this this giant crab going through this open world where you're going to be exploring, trying to find cool loot as you're going through there. And I think it looks pretty good, actually. I hadn't heard of it at all, so I watched the trailer. I think the art style looks pretty good. Animations in there look nice. I think the only thing that's pretty sort of against it if you're going to play solo is it does give you like an AI companion to work with you. I read the AI companion isn't that useful. They often are, unfortunately. So I think it's definitely better to play with friends, and the game itself is probably been designed more with co-op play with your mates in there. And I think the co-op play, it is a local or online co-op, so you can get some friends round, sit on the couch and play, which is always pretty cool. Don't get enough of those these days.
That's true.
But yeah, this looks pretty good. I like the look of it.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is before I hand over to Quang to get his opinion on the game, his first impressions, you might see some people are putting scores in the chat. So for people who haven't been here before, thinking what on earth is going on, technically we don't review the games, because I don't want to get shouted at gaming events going, well, you gave my game a crap score. So what we do is I scour the internet and look at all different gaming journalist scores, whether it be people like IGN, Metacritic, GameSpot, Eurogamer, Gamer Ranks, to name a few, and I turn it into an average score. You may agree with it, you may not, but if you guess it correctly, we will give you a shout out in the chat for your channel, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. So we've got a couple of people are guessing, and then I'll ask Quang his opinion. So Big Fuzzy Yak has said a 10. She's going high. Dank has said a 7. Brian said 7.5. Icor said, I missed the trailer, so I'm going to go for a safe 7. We always say that if you missed the 7. Gozzo said a 7. Flame said a 7. Retro Shazar said a 7. He says the scout in. Fair century on Google. No, that is not true. I spend many hours sorting this out, Dave. Boo to you for making that comment. I wish it was that easy. I'd write the show in half an hour if that was the case.
Just ask Chat GPT to do it, mate. You have the rest of the day to yourself.
No, I couldn't do it. Can you imagine if it was just like a wildly wrong score and then we, yeah. Anyway, 7.5 Kindred. Big Fuzzy Panda says an 8. Rock Muse, good evening, Rock Muse, says a 6. Just to be difficult. I make this same joke every week. Yes, you do. That's how reliable you are, Dave. So, Quang, your thoughts on the trailer and information? Have you got to try this one out yet, or have you seen more of this?
So I don't really have time to play games these days. I'm mostly busy making them. But sort of based on the trailer purely alone, I'm loving the art style. It's a nice cel-shaded look to it. It looks busy. It looks like lots going on. I think this game will live and die basically on its campaigns and its missions and how the interactions are. The giant crab thing you're walking around reminds me of actually the giant spider in Wild Wild West.
Oh yeah,
it reminds me of that. But which is kind of funny. Really weird side note. I went to see who was it?
Oh, you went to see Will Smith, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to Will Smith as well. But this story, basically, the movie Superman Lives was meant to be coming out years ago,
right?
And it was going to be produced by John Peters, I believe. And John Peters really wanted the mechanical spider in that movie. As the big bad guy, but they said no. Basically, they didn't want to do that. Ultimately, Superman Lives never came out as a movie. But then, they said no. We didn't want to do it. It's a bad idea to have this giant spider as your main bad enemy at the end. And obviously, then Wild Wild West came out. It was also produced by John Peters, and then surprise, there was a giant spider in it. But because it's set in the desert and there's the giant walking crab thing, it reminded me of that. And I think it looks like a lot of fun. I think it could be a decent game.
Yeah, I will have to give this a go over the weekend if I get a chance. As I say, they sent me a copy before Christmas, and it's just been sitting there. And I'm like, again, I don't always get time to play games, which is ironic because I do it for a living. But I might give it a go. Dave Johnson's saying a 7.5. Okay. If you haven't got your scores in chat, please do so now. I'll start with you, Dave. What do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to try 7.5.
7.5. Okay. And Quang, what do you reckon this has got?
Again, it comes down to the execution of it. But I guess let's go for a safe 7, shall we?
Okay, going for the safe 7. I like the fact you've already got on with what we do. Striking straight in there with this stuff. Okay. Any more, folks? This is June Crawl, which came out on Monday the 5th on PC. If there are any more answers, get them now in the next 5 seconds. Otherwise, I can tell you that, it pretty much sums up our show, really, for the first one back for the new year, that this game did get a safe 7. There you go. A safe 7 out of 10. So congratulations, Quang. You're going to get a shout out in the chat. Go follow his Instagram for all the updates of where he's at and what he's up to. Rock Music, nice. I'm pleased about that one. Big Fuzzy Yak's like, boo! But also, congratulations to Retro Shazar for getting that right. Flame, Gozzo, and Danka. You all got that right. You'll be getting shout outs in the chat as we move along. So there you go. Congratulations. Coming up next, our next game. Now, I'm not going to say much about this one because I think there's already been a lot about this one. But if you don't know what this is about, I don't want to spoil it. But this came out on Friday the 9th of January for PS5. I did consider streaming this and then didn't. That's all I'll say about that. This is Code Violet.
Well, these are just dreams. Like before. Dreams can do crazy things.
I know, but they feel like more than that. They feel like memories, like they happened.
Get some rest. I'll check on you in the morning.
You're more important than you understand.
There is something
Different about her. She's our priority. Without her, there is no future.
PlayStation.
There you go. So that is the trailer for Code Violet, which came out on PS5 on Friday the 9th of January. There's already a number of comments in the chat. I'll leave them there. So, Dave, tell us more about this, because this looks like, on first look, in first impressions, it's like, oh, Jurassic Park in space.
Yeah, well, you could almost think they're trying to, bring back a bit of the old Dino Crisis, the old Capcom games that are just being like, forgotten about by them. So you think, oh, at least someone's trying to do something Dino Crisis wise. They're obviously using dinosaurs in there. It is a survival horror, so it's got some vibes to that. But it is actually a bit more of a bizarre sounding sci-fi story to this one. I was reading the blurb on the website. It's one of those ones where it's in the 25th century. Everything's gone completely wrong on Earth. The remnants of humanity are surviving on like a colony planet, and there's like a corporation that's pulling people out of different timelines. So I guess to try and help sort of repopulate the mankind. And you're playing one of those characters that's been pulled out of time, and you wake up in this facility, and for some reason there's also dinosaurs there. Don't know why. You're gonna have to try and figure that out, while you're playing the game. But as you mentioned, there's a fair few comments in the chat about the game not being particularly high quality. And I hadn't really looked into a huge amount of it. I just see like the headlines about it. But I was watching the one video for the reviews of the day, and the game generally does look a bit on the poor side. You look at stuff like animations, heat detection, and other things like that. The way the enemies move, and it just all looks very, very poor. Nothing about it looks particularly good at all. It looks very sort of kind of like low effort. When you actually watch a proper video of it, you can hide some of that in the trailer.
Yeah, because the trailer does make it look very good.
Yeah, you can hide a lot of that. But watch someone playing it, it don't look particularly good at all. It's definitely up there with Mind's Eye. I think has been perhaps an interesting idea, but poor execution.
Well,
enough time to really come good.
You know how I suffered playing all the way through Mind's Eye, so that's kind of maybe why I dodged the bullet. I don't
know. Maybe you could put this on one of your stretch goals. I think people could make you suffer with Code Violet to get more subscribers. I think it's a good idea.
I mean, we got close to 230 subscribers during December, so maybe that'll be a 250 goal. I'd play it. I mean,
Yeah,
I have got to play. What is it I've got to play? Is it My Little Pony or something I've got to play to hit a goal? That, and I think I've got to play Bratz as well. But there you go. Dave is an evil genius because you suggested that. Seemed to me that music was carrying that trailer. Rock Muse says, do you think we're spoiled nowadays? We're getting some huge quality games that come out. Yes and no, because I feel that, and I've said this many a time, I felt that some of the biggest named games of last year were huge disappointments. And not as in they were bad games, they were just very mediocre. And it was a lot more of the indie stuff that shined through far better. And there was games that I was massively excited for that I played and went, it was all right. I was massively disappointed. So 2025, I don't think we are spoiled because it seems to be that some of the bigger name games are not hitting the mark anywhere near as much. But I think we've definitely been spoiled with indie games. That's for sure. There's some great stuff out there. DJ Mike, good evening. Also, Odd Trots, lovely to see you, buddy. That you're here. Some big games are shite compared to indie games. That is true. There's, Mind's Eye was one of them. There you go. Quang, your opinion on this one?
Sure. Yeah, I definitely saw the trailer and saw, Dino Crisis, a spiritual successor, and as we're saying, Capcom have kind of let the franchise languish. So great to see something new, dinosaurs in space. But the first thing I noticed was how stilted the animation was. And this is going to be a AAA game. I think they're charging like 40 quid for it. So it feels like that's something they need to look at for a start. So, and I should say, the trailers are really hard to tell because they show all the good bits in trailers, and it looks great. So it could be a great game. But when your trailer the animation in your trailer looks stilted, that's kind of a red flag, really, isn't it?
That's a worrying sign. So I'm going to get people to start putting their scores in the chat. I'm going to read some of the scores out that we got already. Dank said, I know why his hesitation is a glad reaction to this. It's a bad 2.5. Big Fuzzy Yak said an 8. 2.5 from Gozzo. Brian from UKGN, 3. Big Fuzzy Panda said 4. Then Big Fuzzy Yak went, all right, fine. 4.5, not 8. Okay. That's fine. iQuell said a 6. Retro Jazar said a 6. Quang, I'll start with you. What do you think this got?
So again, I don't know anything about the game apart from the trailer. But from what I'm seeing in the chat, I'm gonna go 3.
Okay, going for a 3. Okay. Rock Muse is saying a 6. Flame says a 5. And we've got our first one this year already. Odd Trot says 11 out of 10. Amazing. 1 point for the music. There you go. Kindred says a 5. Dave, what say you on this one?
I'm going to try a 4.
Going to go for a 4. Okay. Last chance, folks. Get your guesses in. This is Code Violet, which came out on Friday the 9th of January on PS5. And I can tell you, at the time of writing the show, Dave Johnson coming in with a 5.5. There was 2 scores. Now, we don't normally go on the user score because we go on what the critics have said. And there was a lot of critical reviews on this. Sometimes we say critic scores, and then you find that the user score is higher. In this case, the critic score, and the one that we're giving this, was a 3.5 out of 10, and the user score on Metacritic is 2.5.
Oh dear.
Some people have said that yes, they found their Gollum of 2026 already, and we were only 2 weeks into the year. So yes. So 3.5 was the average at the time of writing this show. That has totally bombed. It has indeed. People are like, wow. So yeah, not good. Did anybody say 3.5? I think there was someone that might have said it actually. I think a couple of people were close. Yeah, a couple of people were close. Oh, maybe no one did say 3.5. Oh no, everyone was close. So there you go. No shout outs on that one then. But there you go, 3.5. But yeah, not a good start for that game, unfortunately.
That's so unfortunate for them. That's so unfortunate because I don't think anyone, as a developer, I don't think anyone goes out to make a bad game.
No, of course not.
Usually, bad games come out usually because of running out of funds or running out of time or interference from somewhere else.
Yeah,
I feel bad for the team to put a game out. I don't know how long development was on this game, but I feel like they were aiming obviously for a AAA game. It's just so unfortunate that it's bombed so badly.
It's funny because I kind of first heard about this because originally it was supposed to be around November and then it got pushed back by 2 months. And I'd heard about it about 2 months prior to that, and I thought, oh, this looks kind of cool. And I seriously considered putting this on the stream, like doing a stream of this. And then I kind of waited until it came out, and as soon as it was out, it was like there was reviews already, and I was just like, so it might be one of those games that I play for a sub goal because it's so bad it's good. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. It's funny because it's funny because Mind's Eye was bad, but I didn't hate Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye was okay, but it's that thing that apparently they've now improved it over like the last 8 months. But I'm never going to go back to it to play it, and I think that's the sad thing because they might do a load of work to this and fix it and sort it and make it a really good game. But it's that thing that whereas if it's a live service thing like games like No Man's Sky, Sea of Thieves, where they were very bare bones and now are huge successes and fantastic games. When it's a single player experience, it's so much tougher to make people come back to it. So, yeah. Would it just be a polished turd? I don't know. Depends how much work they put on it. Hannah, good evening. How are you? Quang confirmed. No one got this right. Less work for the mods. More of these, please, middle-aged gamer guy. You're welcome. We'll try. But there you go. Even so, no one got that right. But unfortunately, that is a 3.5 out of 10, unfortunately, for that one. Let's move on to our first bit of gaming news for the evening. And this was announced back last year, but we actually got dates for the release. And for all you Pokemon fans, rejoice because I'm going to bring this up on screen. Because if you go to the Lego store, literally as of last week, you could start pre-ordering your Lego Pokemon sets. 2 of them are ready for pre-order. 1 is due to come soon. These are the 3 official sets that come out on the 27th of February. We've got an Eevee, which is 587 pieces at $54.99. We've got Pikachu and the Pokeball, which is 2,050 pieces at $170.99. And then we have got Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, which is like one giant thing, but can also be built as 3 separate pieces, which is £579.99. So you're looking at just over 800 quid for the lot, which is pretty pricey if you want to get them, but obviously you're a fan. Now, if you buy these sets before March the 3rd, you will get, for a limited time only and for however long they last, you will get a very special set of badges that you can build in a box for Pokemon trainer badges. And if you are part of the Lego Insiders program, you can also get a Pokemon Lego training center. Again, first come, first served on those. Now, these first 2, as I said, have gone live in the Lego store right now, and this one is due to go live. But believe it or not, as of yesterday, they were already on eBay being scalped. And I can tell you that this one that is retailing at nearly £580 is going for nearly 1,300 quid. Oh, and that's the cheapest one. So people are getting in with their pre-orders and doing what they did with blooming games and concert tickets and blooming gaming tickets, and it's doing my absolute nutting. And consoles. The scalpers are back, people. I thought we finished talking about scalpers nearly 2 years ago on the show, but now it's the turn of scalpers for Pokemon, Lego Pokemon, which is really, really, really annoying. So the question is, who is excited for these sets? Because I'll be honest, I think they're really cool. I'm not going to go out and get these because I'm not a huge Pokemon fan, but I know there's people in the chat that are. But 1, do we think they're quite pricey to start with? And 2, bloody scalpers again. Why?
Well, I mean, the scalping's obvious. It's a popular product that people want. and people will pay stupid amounts of money for things that they really want. Because people did it for the PS5, didn't they? That was going for double the price. Sometimes on eBay, people were still buying it because they wanted it. They weren't going to wait for restocking to come in. So it's just people just taking advantage of it because they know they can. They know people will pay for it. Because some people have got more money than sense. They don't want to throw 1,300 quid at a bloody Lego set. I couldn't imagine spending that much on a Lego set, regardless of what it was. I mean, Pokemon isn't interested in the slightest. I have looked at some, like, say, the Star Wars ones in some of the shots. I think they do look really cool. Yeah. But I'm not going to spend hundreds of pounds on Lego again. It just isn't for me. I mean, for the price of that big one, or was it 579? You could buy a Switch 2 and multiple Pokemon games to play in it.
You could,
price,
yes.
You? So I don't know. Doesn't excite me in the slightest bit. But yeah, I can imagine there's an absolute ton of Pokemon fans, especially adult and young Pokemon fans that love Lego, that will just see this and want to just go out and get it straight away. Hopefully they'll be able to get it at the RRP price and stay away from the scalpers. Fingers crossed.
Dave Johnson, no, I'm not paying money to buy Lego sets for you, just so you can get the badges. Lots of people saying I like Pokemon, but all this seems very expensive, and I don't think the characters look that great. I mean, Kindred said that Pikachu there looks like he was in the middle of a prostate exam, the way he's going like that. Your thoughts, Quang, on this? I quite like this. I think the best one is the most expensive one. I think that looks really cool, but I wouldn't pay 600 quid for that. I'm not going to lie.
No, definitely not.
That's the problem. So obviously, talking about scalpers, Lego gets scalped anyway, regardless of what it is. And now Pokemon also get scalped. So you combine those together, you get double scalping profitability there. Price wise, I understand, because people who grew up with Pokemon from day one back in '95 will be adults now, and they will have adult exposed income. So if you're a fan of Pokemon and Lego, which a lot of adult collectors are now, they'll be looking at paying those prices. The most expensive kit, which is three Pokemon. Yeah. If you break it down per Pokemon, that's in the same range as the other two.
Yeah, because Pikachu was 180, so yeah, it does work out roughly. Yeah, around
the same ballpark. Yeah. So it's like you're buying like a 3-in-1 almost. So prices are crazy. Like as you said, Dave, the Star Wars stuff looks amazing, but the giant Millennium Falcon is a crazy amount of money. Crazy amount of PC. I'm not personally getting them, but I can definitely see collectors wanting them and Pokemon fans wanting them, and that's obviously scalpers also see that too. Yeah.
Just said Kindred said 2 of the Pikachus will be the same price as the free set. I mean, that's pretty much free. Well, that'd be 360 quid, and the free set's 580. So you could buy them. Lego times Pokemon is on par with other brands for price. DJ Mike, welcome on in. Mind you, Kindred did say, I like this, but I am debating 300 quid for the Star Trek Enterprise, though. There you go.
If it's the right franchise for the right person, you've got it.
Go for it. Strawberry Lover, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. But just a reminder then, if you are interested, pre-orders for the first 2 sets are now available. They are due to come out on February the 27th. And as I said, if you get all the sets, you can basically get the special badge trainer set. And if you are part of the Lego Insiders program, you can also get your hands on that. And as someone else mentioned, that might be the stuff that goes for a ridiculous price on eBay, because you can see that, could be something pretty crazy. Shalom Mag, I'll do. How's it going? So moving on to our next game. This came out also on Friday the 9th of January, but this is out on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. This is the 3rd one in the series, and this is Pathologic 3. Let's have a look at the trailer.
The town has fallen victim to the plague, or to my arrogance. I have to fix it. I only have 12 days, but any of them can become my starting point. Sometimes just being a doctor isn't enough to defeat it. Finding symptoms, exposing people's lies, while I treat one patient. The plague devours whole districts. I must take power into my own hands to save more lives. Every choice I make changes this town. It changes people's fates. But at what cost? But in this place, clock arms don't go in circles. They spiral out of control. But how can you tell what needs fixing and what doesn't? There is no right path. So I will make my own. Each day that passes brings the disaster closer or moves it further away. Which will it be?
There you go. That is Pathologic 3, which came out on Friday, the 9th of January for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Good evening, Legendary JL. How are you? Also, Big Jesse, good evening. I know you said hello in the chat earlier. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, please.
So this is a psychological horror game. It's a franchise I've never played, but I've always heard
Yes.
positive
Same.
word of mouth about it. So I think it's got a bit of a cult following. So enough people play it to get it to the third game in the series. In this particular one, as you can tell from the trailer, you're played as a physician in a plague-ridden town, and you've got 12 days to try and save everybody in the town, and you get to use a bit of time travel. So if you make mistakes as you're playing through the days, you can go back to a previous day to try and fix the mistakes you made. And I guess you can probably use information that you've learned as the days progress to go back and help somebody you might have not helped properly before, diagnose them properly. Because I think there's numerous people scattered about this town that you could freely explore, that you've got to talk to, diagnose, work out if they're lying to you or not, trying to get rid of their symptoms. It certainly looks and sounds interesting. As I say, never played it before, but always hear good things. Not particularly expensive, because I saw someone mentioning price. I think currently it's on offer on Steam for about sort of £23. So I mean, that's 20% off, but even at full price, it's not too bad really. So I think for anyone who's interested, it might be worth a look.
Okay, all right, that seems pretty cool. This has intrigued me because, again, like you, I've heard of the games, I know of the games, I've just never played them, but I do like the look of this a lot. And it's funny because this game, we've got two other games that almost take elements from this one that we're going to be talking about later on, almost like the detective bit and also a thing about medical bits, which we're going to have a look. But so we'll see. Quang, have you had a chance to play the two previous games? Have you done better than me and Dave and actually got a chance to play this?
No chance. Again, I've been game developing full time since 2007, so very little has been played since then. But going by, again, judged by the trailer, so I have to go on. It looks interesting. They've managed to do two before, so there's obviously a following for it. There's a third one coming out. The animation looks better than Co-Violet, so that's already a plus. And the concept seems fun. I wondered if this had come out closer to the pandemic, that would be an interesting tie-in. But, just because the whole virus thing, so that would be interesting. But it looks cool, I would give it a chance for sure. And as I said, I think it was retail at £30 ish, and that on sale of 20 odd. That's a completely reasonable price for it, I think.
No, it looks good. I might have to check this out. I'm sure someone else mentioned that there was someone streaming this on someone else's stream. They were like, "Oh, we're playing this," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." Let's see what people are saying with scores. Dave Johnson, 8 out of 10. Big Fuzzy Yak, 5.5. Brian saying 8 out of 10. And for anyone who doesn't know who's just joined us, by all means, have a guess at what the review scores are. And if you get it right, we'll give you a shout out in chat. You're going to have halves and whole numbers. Brian said an 8. Dank is saying an 8. Legendary JL saying a 7. Gozzo saying an 8. Rock Muse, where do you want me to go with that? 7.5 or an 8? Let me know. Flame, saying a 7. DJ Mike, I'm guessing he's doing the whole 6-7 thing. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. I'm going to round you down to a 6.5 unless you want to change that. Or just 7. Oh, we rounded up. Fair enough. I'll have that. Retro Shazar says a 7.5. Big Fuzzy Panda says 6.5. Rock Muses are awkward. 7.5. Oh, way off. I was way off. I thought you were going to go up, not down. There you go. Dave, I'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon you've got?
I'm going to try an 8.
Going for an 8. Okay. Quang?
Let's go 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. Dave going for an 8. Last chance, folks. Up and down, in and out, shaking all about, and then we get a score. Then we'll see what we get. Last chance, folks. This is Pathologic 3, which came out on Friday the 9th of Jan on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. If no one else is going to have a guess... Kindred missed the trailer, so he's going for a 7.5. When in doubt, 7 or 7.5 if you missed the trailer. I can tell you, it's got an 8 out of 10 on average. Cool. So there you go. Congratulations. Well done. Has the quarantine game been rated yet? No, not yet, JL. But it's coming. Don't worry. Nobody knew we were talking about that. We were going to keep that secret, but we are talking about it. But there you go. But we are talking about that. There you go. Rockmuse says, nice. I'm pleased for that. And she's just like, ooh, okay. So exciting. So congratulations to the following people in chat. Gozzo, well done. Danker, well done. Brian, well done. And Mr. Dave Johnson himself, well done. There we go. And I guess you get a shout out as well, shouldn't you? We'll get a shout out. That'll happen. It'll happen. They're working on it. The team are working hard to make that happen. So thank you for doing all the shout outs, mods. Greatly appreciate it. And obviously, we said you won't shout yourself out. Yeah, can someone else shout Dave out? Because that is a bit weird, isn't it? Let's do it himself. If not, I'll do it for you, buddy. Don't worry. As we said, we've got 2 other games. The mods have buggered off. They haven't. They're still there. I can see they're still there. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was something that you said last night. Dave was trying to string me up on stream and basically go, oh, we're going on strike, so no more shout-outs. But now he's realised that might have failed on him because now they might not shout him out. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, it's a work in progress. There you go. Yes, fuck. Yes, I think you have messed up, but there you go. So we were talking about that Pathologic 3 has certain elements, and this is one of the games that takes some of those elements, so more the detective side of these elements. This was a game that came out on Monday, the 12th of January on PC, and this is called Confidential Killings, and believe it or not, it's a detective game, because that's what they called it.
The first death looked like an accident. Nothing made sense. Until it did. Hollywood was shaken by a series of quiet murders. Rich, influential, untouchable, or so it seemed. But the investigation didn't start with suspects. It started with details. Clues to analyze. Connections to uncover. Study diagrams, reconstruct timelines, compare statements. Every decision mattered. Every conclusion had consequences. Then, one case led to another. What looked isolated wasn't. The deeper the truth went, the higher it climbed. Every thread led upward into a pyramid of power and deception. And at the top, the true architects of the killings remain hidden.
There you go. That is Confidential Killings, a detective game, which came out on Monday, the 12th of Jan on PC. So, our next game that's got detective elements in it. Tell us a little bit more, please, Dave.
Yeah, so I think it's probably fair to compare this to similar games like Curse of the Golden Idol. It's very much that type of detective game where, you know, you're called out to a crime scene, and you got to talk to anyone who's there. Look at all these items and evidence that's there, and you'll be picking up names and particular words that you can then use to complete your like deduction sheet to sort of solve the mystery. So it's that style of gameplay, and I think with this particular one, it's set in 1970s Hollywood. I guess there's some sort of undercurrent to each of the killings as to whether they're related in some way. So I guess as you play further, you might find out perhaps if somebody is setting up all these murders that you're looking at. Looks quite nice. I quite like this sort of graphical style they've gone for there. Does look pretty cool. It has a nice sort of 1970s sort of comic booky type vibe to it, I'd say, which to me sort of fits what they're going for. I'd say for anyone who likes stuff like Curse the Golden Idol, this looks like it's going to be more of the same, worth looking at.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. There's been 2 of those, hasn't there?
Believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I played the first one. I've not played the second one yet, so I've got to try it. Quang, your thoughts based on what you've seen and Dave said for this one?
I know was the game Return of the Obra Dinn. Did you guys play that?
Oh yeah.
I haven't
really
played
clever.
it, but it does look cool.
Yeah,
it was really clever as a game mechanically as well. But yeah, I think these sort of detective puzzle games come down to the interface and how the story is woven into the gameplay there. Again, trailers don't tell you enough to know how well the game executes on that. But it looks cool. I said that the art style is nice. The theming seems nice. So yeah, visually it looks good and it's like a solid story. I hope it did well.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get your scores in chat. Let us know what you think for Confidential Killings, a detective game. A couple of people dropped scores in. Danka saying 8, Gozzo saying an 8, and then we've got 2 people with an 8, and we've got Big Fuzzy Yak with a 6, and Rock Muse with a 6. So get your scores in chat. Let us know. Also, Dave did that shout out for you. So there you go. Press the button, made it happen. So there you go. Not everyone is on strike. Quang, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
Well, I guess 7.5 for the last game, and that was a little bit higher. But I'm going to go for 7.5 again.
Okay, going for a 7.5. All right, a couple more people coming in with 8s. Flame saying an 8. Retro Jazar also saying an 8. Kindred saying an 8. So everyone seems to be going higher with this one. Dave, what do you think with this?
I'm going to try a 7.5.
Okay, going for a 7.5. So both Quang and Dave on the same wavelength. Chat pretty much same wavelength. We'll have to see who wins one. Dave going with Dave and our guest 7.5 as well. Rock News says, my mates love playing games that make us think, so we'd probably stream it. Done quite a few detective story ones. To be honest, there's some really good ones out there. Definitely worth checking out. Kindred said, no idea what the game was as distracted. You're not building Lego by any chance, are you, Kindred? Is that why you're distracted? I've got to ask this. But everyone was saying 8. So he's going for an 8. Strawberry Lover has gone for a 6, 7, 6, 7. So you can either have a 6.5 or you can have a 7. Strawberry Lover. Let me know which one you want. But your last chance to get your scores in chat. This is Confidential Killings Detective game, which came out on Monday the 12th on PC. DJ Mike coming in with 69,420 or 7. So
nice.
So thank you, Mike. So there you go. If Strawberry Lover, I'm going to give them a second to put a thing. If not, I'll round them down to a 6.5. If they don't say, I'm going 3, 7. They're going for a 7. Okay, thank you, Strawberry Lover. I can tell you that who's going to win? Is it our panel? Or is it our chat? Or the majority of the chat? It was the majority of the chat. This got an 8 out of 10. There you go. Our second 8 out of 10 tonight. So we're on that. So congratulations to the following people. We have got Kindred, Retro Jazar, Flame. We've got Gozzo and Danka. You are all going to get shout outs. Congratulations to you for getting that right. There we go. And while those shout outs are happening, let's move on to some more gaming news. And Dave did mention about this because Dave was, in fact, Battlefield 6 was in Dave's top 5 games of the year when we did the Christmas special. when we all announced, Dave Johnson, Dave Jones, and myself announced our 5 games, plus honourable mentions. And Battlefield 6 was one of them, wasn't it, Dave?
It was, mate.
Yeah. And there had been rumours just after we'd done the Christmas special that there might be delays to the next season. But then it has been confirmed that literally last week, back end of last week, that Season 2 for Battlefield 6 would be delayed, mainly down to people, the fans, giving their feedback on what needs to be improved, what needs to change, what they'd like to see. And they are pushing that back by a whole month. It was due to go live today, but it is now being pushed back to February the 17th. But they have said that there will be a further update for Season 1 going live today. So therefore, you can carry on playing and getting rewards and stuff and do what you do in Battlefield 6. I don't know. I haven't played it yet, so go on. But they will be announcing a full roadmap for the further year ahead once Season 2 drops. So there will be more of a clear path of what you're going to get, what maps are going to come, what modes are going to come, you know, what extra weapons are going to be dropped in and out of the game. So that is there. It's an interesting one because sometimes you get a thing where they just go, something's got delayed because it isn't finished. Whereas this very much felt like we're going to take the feedback from the player base because some people weren't happy with certain things and not calling out other games like Call of Duty that came out, which didn't do very well, the new one. And they basically seem to ignore their player base and done nothing with it. But these guys at Dyson that have basically sat down and gone, right, what do we need to do to make this an even better game? Because it has been the fact that obviously when it came out in October, it was one of the biggest selling games in October. But the player base has dropped off a bit over the holiday period. So obviously they want to get it right to get more people back up onto it. So what are your thoughts? I'll start with Dave on this one.
Yeah, they definitely need to do a few improvements to the main games to hopefully pull people back in. Yeah, things like sort of, I think like hit registrations, like one of them definitely needs some improvement because I find there's a number of times where I seem to die, but I swear blind, I am behind cover before the last shot got me. So it feels like it's just not quite right. So it's bits like that. I think some of the vehicles need improvements. There's various bits that just, it's like any these sorts of games. There's always things that might look good and you're developing it, but once the player base gets their hands on it, they're like, no, you need to change this.
Yeah,
we don't want this, we want that. So they're dealing with all that as well as trying to get new maps out because that's mostly what people want.
Yeah, more content. That's
I mean, they talk about throwing new modes in, they attack the battle passes and all the rewards and shit like that, but not really anyone's that bothered about that. It's the maps people want.
Yeah,
there's some good maps in there, but a lot of people are clamoring for like bigger maps, that feel more like the classic Battlefield maps, so you can get more of the vehicles and everything in. So people are hoping they're going to do some more of those because everything's been, I suppose, sort of medium scale. It feels at the moment. Well, I don't mind those. I quite like them because you can get into the action nice and quick.
Yeah.
So I've been quite enjoying those. But if they do some bigger ones, I'll give them a go. Hopefully they'll be good and hopefully entice people to come back in because if you look at like the Steam sort of charts, like player numbers, it has gone down quite a lot.
Yes.
Since October. It's still ahead of Call of Duty at the moment. Yeah. But it's definitely gone down, Whereas like still like Ark Raiders is pretty much keeping its player base.
Yes. Yeah.
But Battlefield needs to do something to try and tempt people back because what they don't want to end up doing is what happened to Halo Infinite, which that had a great launch and that was and still is, a fantastic multiplayer game. But they really dropped the ball on their like seasonal updates. I think they ended up delaying. I think it might be like the first proper season or season 1 to 2, like 6 months or something ridiculous like that. They really just didn't have the plan in place to get stuff out, in a fast time. And unfortunately, with like live service of these days, people want stuff fast.
Yeah,
people burn through the content, really, really quickly. Probably quicker than devs can actually get it out the door.
True.
But hopefully they'll have something good in their roadmap and be able to stick to the roadmap. And it'll have content in there that people will be interested in. They'll see these maps and they'll want to stick around and play those when they come out. So fingers crossed it keeps going because it is a really good game. Yeah. Best Battlefield for years, in my opinion.
Okay, all right. Quang, your opinion on this? Because despite a delay or whatever, I think only good can come from this. The way that they've approached this from this angle, I think.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. As a fellow developer, it's one of those things where you want the game to be right. You want to be able to invest the time in making it as best as it can be, and delaying it. Yes, costs more money. People are waiting and things like that. But uh, if you think the quality isn't quite there yet, or the content isn't the quantity isn't there yet, then it's worth having time to do it. It's really cool that they're actually drip feeding a few things out there, because obviously people are paid for battle passes and things like that. So they feel like they should be getting something for their money, which is lovely that they can find some sort of middle ground there. I think hopefully it's enough for people to be satisfied with what they're paying, and then when the new content finally does come out, it hopefully it blows them all out the water. So it'd be great.
Thank you so much for the follow. This is Marta. She says it's a Quang. There you go.
Hey, Marta.
Perfect timing. There you go. Thank you so much for the follow. So we will see how it pans out. But if you are looking forward to more Battlefield 6, you won't have to wait very long. Only just another 4 weeks, because it will be February 17th that Season 2 drops. And then we should have more information on the Battle Pass there. Now let's move on to our 5th game this evening. And this is the game that Legendary JL says, are you talking about this one? I've seen a lot of streamers and content creators playing this one. This came out on Monday the 12th on PC. In fact, I think we raided someone last Thursday who was playing this. It was quite interesting. This is Quarantine Zone, The Last Check. Let's have a look at the trailer for this one.
Decisions lost.
There you go. Rock News says, yeah, I was modding for someone playing this. Yeah, I know one of Walker fans' friends was playing this, and we raided over to them last week on this. I've seen lots of people playing this and seem to be enjoying it. It looks like one of those games that probably will go viral, because it's got quite funny elements that if you do something and it goes wrong, it goes horribly, horribly wrong. So I can see that. But Dave, tell us a little bit more for those who don't know about this game.
Yeah, well, this is a game where you're in charge of a quarantine zone during a zombie outbreak. So you've got to check everybody that's coming in. Check whether they've got the any of the symptoms that would turn them into a zombie. Depending on how that turns out, you might send them to the quarantine, send them to a lab to be looked at it all deeply, or just send them to the standard sort of living zone if you think they're completely clear. So there's various things you can use, like test them. You got like scanners that can check like temperature. There's something you can use for an X-ray to see underneath the clothes if they've got any bite marks hidden away. You've got plenty of things like that to try and work out whether they are infected or not. But as well as that sort of mode to it, it's got some base building, so you can expand the base as you're playing. And it's got like a sort of defense gameplay segment to it, where it's sort of like a bit of black and white, like probably a bit like in Call of Duty games where you're like in the airship and it's black and white.
Yes.
You're taking out the nondescript humanoid shapes. It's kind of like that. You're just taking out zombies as they're coming close to the camp, so you got to try and keep them away. So that's the sort of way the game is played.
Yeah,
looks all right from what I can see there. Graphic wise, looks pretty decent. Fairly detailed character models there, and I can imagine that if things go wrong in this, it can probably be quite fun trying to contain it. Stop it getting even worse. So it looks like it could be quite a cool game. Whether it will keep your attention in the long run, so there's a couple of bits to it. It could be the sort of game you might get 5-10 hours out of, then you might be done with it. But that might be perfect. You might want to just get a little bit of time out of it, then move on to something else. But it definitely looks like it's a good diversion, good weekend game.
Yeah. People saying there's a VR version as well. I think Strawberry Lover said there's a VR version of it, which is quite cool. So if you want to play on that, I bet that's quite funny in some ways. I know Rodney says Ryan was accidentally shot someone thinking he had the scanner in his hand, because the scanner does look like a gun. It's weird. I saw someone else do that. I think it was on a YouTube short where they're going, I'm just going to take the temperature, bang, and shot them and went, whoops. And even checked to see whether they were a zombie or not. I was like, yeah, that's not good. I can see this getting the same kind of cult following like Papers, Please. Yes, because it's very much got that thing of, do you let them in? Do you not? Look for the evidence. So it looks kind of cool. Let's see what people are saying scores-wise. Chat, get your scores in now. What do you think that Quarantine Zone that the last check has got? We have got scores from Big Fuzzy Panda saying an 8, Danka saying a 7, Gozzo saying a 7, Legendary JL saying a 7, Strawberry Lover saying a 9, Rockmew saying 6, Dave Johnson saying 7. Rockmew said, personally, I did get a little bit bored watching it. It did feel like you had to do a lot of the same things over and over again before you'd move on to the next bit from the bits that I've watched. But it did seem like it kept dropping new stuff in. But it's, as you say, it's how long that longevity's got. Kindred, a 7. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this has got?
I think I'm going to try a 7.
Going for a safe 7. All right. Flame, also going for a safe 7. Quang, good sir. What do you reckon?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I agree with Kindred. It had that Papers, Please sort of feel to it, for sure. But obviously, the theming is very different.
Yeah.
I don't think I like it, though, to be honest, as a game.
Okay.
I think as a quick drop in for a bit of fun, yes, but I didn't see there being any real depth in there. Maybe there's some story behind them, each character as well, but maybe there's a bit more to it. I don't know. I guess it depends on the variety of characters they have. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go for a 5. Okay,
going for a 5. All right. Flame, saying a 7. DJ Mike saying a 9. Strawberry Lover says only a 9, due it to also being on VR. There you go. But let's see. Last chance, folks. This is Quarantine Zone, the last check, which came out on Monday the 12th on PC. And if there are no more scores, I can tell you that this, just like how we started the show, got a safe 7 out of 10. Cool. There you go. So Dave, you got your first one right this evening. So we'll come back to you very shortly. Congratulations, Dave. But in the chat, here you go. One thing I kept noticing was how clean all their clothes were. Least realistic thing in the game. I mean, that's true. I did not notice that. So there you go. You've got nice things. Flame said a 7. So you got it right. Kindred said a 7. Well done. Dave Johnson said a 7. JL said a 7. Gozzo said a 7. Danka said a 7. There's at least 6 of you there that got it right. So congratulations, get shout outs. And please do go follow all these people, because most of these people that are in the chat do have their own channels. They come in here, week out, and watch us just waffle about video games. And we greatly appreciate it. But do give some love back and go follow the wonderful people that are getting these right as well. And as Dave has not got a channel, because this is the only thing he appears on, we have to do his shout out a little bit differently. Quang, you're going to love this. Trust me. This is the height of internet sensations you watch. This is going to be just the most mind-blowing thing you've ever seen. How would you like your shout out, Dave, for the first one of the year?
Oh, I think you're overhyping it a bit, but let's go for the spinning on the chair.
Okay. I mean, I was trying to really build it up because it really is naff. But there you go. Vicky Beza, hello. How you doing? Hey, guys. How you doing? Good to see you. Loza, also welcome on in. Good to see you. This is peak entertainment, apparently. There you go. Hashtag petition to get Dave a channel in 2026. There you go. Has Rock Muse not seen this? Oh, you're going to love this as well, Rock Muse. Right, you ready? So, without further ado, Dave! Congratulations on getting your first one right. There you go. You. Literally no expense spared because we have no budget. There you go. So there you go. Thank you, Quang. I appreciate that. Does I need a crash helmet? Now. Yeah, I probably will do. If he ever gets like all 8 right, I will need a crash helmet because I'll be so dizzy I'll probably just fall off or go crashing through the window behind me. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, moving on to our next game, Echoes of Space. Not peak, poor. Just poor entertainment. Thank you. It's better when you hear the knees crack. We'll save that.
We'll try that one a bit if I get the one right.
Yeah, see if my old knees keep up with it or not. Let's move on to our next game. Now, again, I only found out about this game literally just before the weekend, mainly because it was brought to my attention by GameSpot, who reviewed it. and then it pops up in lists and stuff over the weekend. This is for lovers of games, platforming games, but also games a bit like The Legend of Zelda. And you'll see what I mean, because this came out on Monday, the 12th of January on PC, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. And this is Big Hops. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
How am I gonna get home?
There you go. I think that looks fantastic. That's right up my street. That's that game. But yes, Big Hops, which is on PC, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. So, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, this is a pretty decent looking 3D platformer. Always been a bit of a fan of those. So, like you, this is one I hadn't heard of. But when I watched the video, I thought it looked pretty good. So I wouldn't mind giving this a go at some point. You're playing as a little frog called Hop, who's been kidnapped and kind of getting coerced into finding some items for the guy that's kidnapped him. But he's also trying to find his way home. But obviously, in this sort of game, you're going to have loads of different biomes to explore, loads of like little collectibles to find, lots of like fun characters to meet, and the movement in it looks pretty good. You know, one of the main mechanics is using your tongue for things. You know, you can use it to grab items, use it to like pull yourself up walls, use it like a rope swing to like sling yourself across the levels of like various other places. All that looks pretty good, and that's the main thing to get right in these sorts of games is the movement, and it does look good, and also the art style I think looks really quite cool as well. So this is definitely one that I'm definitely intrigued to try.
I would love to get my hands on a copy of this. I'm not going to lie. I was just looking something up. I was like, how do I get a copy of this? And I think I might know how. I will. So I might sort that out and see if I can get one at least. Because this came out of nowhere. I said literally only found out about this 3 days ago. Croaking at the chance. Oh, wow. Okay. We're going to go with those jokes. Quang, your thoughts on this one, please?
Yeah, I agree. It looks super cute. I think Danka also said that. The first thing I said when I saw it was, how cute was that? And it looks like it definitely has the vibe of the 90s platformer. We're going collecting things, and the tongue mechanic looks great and looks really, really well executed. Everything looks smooth, which is wonderful. I think it's a little indie game as well. So I'm all for support indies. So hopefully it does really well.
It looks really, really cool. I think it's got that vibe of a Banjo-Kazooie game, but then there's elements that it feels like Breath of the Wild because you've got that whole climbing mechanic that you can run out of energy from. So it's ticking boxes all over this one. Let's see what people are saying for scores-wise. So chat, please do get your scores in now for this game, our 6th game tonight. Danka saying 8 out of 10. Loz saying 8 out of 10. Gozzo saying 8 out of 10. Rockmuse saying a 6 out of 10. Probably a riveting time to have. Oh my God. These jokes are just going to get worse, aren't they? Dave Johnson, an 8. Flame, an 8. Quang, what would you guess this might have got?
I'm going with a solid 8.
Okay, going for a solid 8. Number of other people also agreeing with you. Retro Shazar also saying 8. Kindred saying an 8 as well. And Dave, what say you?
I was thinking an 8 as well, so I'm going to go with that.
Going for an 8 as well. Okay. Dave Johnson says, but I'm on strike. No more shout outs. Bet Mag is hopping mad. Hope he doesn't croak. I'll be hopping mad if it's not an 8. You lot are terrible. Dear, oh dear. So, if you haven't put a score in the chat, now's the time to do it. This is Big Hops, which came out on Monday the 12th. It's on PC, PS5, and Nintendo Switch, and is nothing to do with a beer making simulator. So there you go. Give me your sale, Dave. Looking for a mod chip. 10 because it's cute, says Strawberry Lover. 10 because it's cute. Okay, so I can tell you, Dave's going to hate me. You can guess what's going to happen here, can't you?
Oh, I think I can.
8 out of 10. There you go. Dave's like, no, in chat. So, yeah, congratulations to Dave. Congratulations to our guest. We will give our guest a shout out. Go follow Quang.
No, I want the chair.
We can do that for you. Do you know we've never had a guest request that? We can do that for you. We can make that happen.
Yeah.
We'll give you Instagram a shout and the chair. There you go. So we'll do that. So tell you what, we'll do that first, and then Dave can pick a different type of shout out. So there we go. All right. Do you know what? I'll go the other way this time. All right. Here we go. Get ready.
Go for it.
Amazing. Everything I wanted and more.
Yeah, there you go. Great start to your year. Forget about all the success with this game you brought out in December. That's just peaks. There you go. Also, while Dave is thinking what punishment he's going to give me for this, let's say hello to everyone that got it right as well in the chat. Well done to Danka, Kindred, Retro Shazar, Flame, Dave Johnson. I'll shout you out, buddy. Gozzo, Loza as well. I think that's everyone. If I've missed anyone, my apologies. Dave, let me give you a shout out while Mr. Jones is. How do you want your next shout out?
Well, I think we've got to see how your knees are holding up, haven't we?
There you go.
Doing one of these since last December.
Kindred, I haven't done one of these since December. Kindred wants to see the creaky knee. So here we go. Here's another shout out for Dave. Also, don't forget in the chat, you can do exclamation Dave to give him a shout out. So there you go. So here we go. Oh, God. That was really bad, actually.
Oh, dear.
I didn't actually think they were going to crack like that, but there you go. All right. Are you ready?
If you can get back up again, go.
I'm not sure I can. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Dave!
Well done. You're up right
Okay.
again.
Oh, God. Yeah, maybe not do that in a hurry. Oh, flipping heck. Rock News was like, what was he doing? It was supposed to be jumping up behind the chair, but my knees just went crack. Yeah, there you go. That's me at work. Oh, blimey. Hello, paramedics. Yeah, I might need some after that. But there you go. Congratulations to all of you who got that right. And commiserations to my right knee. So there you go. Let's move on to our next gaming news story. This one, you can see this one's going to rub me up the wrong way because of who we're talking about. We'll start with this bit. A former CEO of Activision said that Activision did the right thing to sell to Microsoft. And they stated in a statement that basically we have seen a decline in consoles and console sales, which is kind of true to a certain extent, but also said, and he was slightly more accurate with this, was that Call of Duty, latest Call of Duty, it actually dropped. The sales of it have dropped by 60%. Now, what's interesting is these claims that this person has. I'm not going to say who this person is yet, but when I do, you'll probably go, oh, God, here we go. They've said there's actually no real evidence of where he's getting these facts and figures from because Microsoft have not stated their console sales for 2025 yet. Neither has Sony, actually. And the actual official figures from Activision for Call of Duty Black Ops 7 have not come out yet. So don't know where he's getting his figures. But obviously, Activision was bought back in 2023 for a whopping £69 billion, of which 400 million went to this former CEO. And yes, it's that horrible person that I don't like, and we've spoken many times, Bobby Kotick. Yes, the guy that has got the alleged, and I have to say that because I don't want to get in trouble, alleged basically sexual acts against him, against his some of his work staff, the way he treated his work staff, the fact that he treated certain female employees. It's never actually been convicted yet, but there are a number of accusations and also court things going against him. So therefore, he was asked to go. So I don't really care what this guy has to say because I was glad that he was got rid of. Yes, him. Yes, it was him. So yes, but I have to say allegedly because nothing has been proved as yet. But you kind of go, do you think he's just doing it to wind him up? Because he's sitting pretty with a 400 million. He basically left and got 400 million for doing nothing. 400, and then he's just making these bad accusations. He is quite, I'm going to say he is quite right with the whole Call of Duty thing. But with his other stuff, we don't know yet because we haven't got those facts or figures. But it's just like, why? Or do you think he's still trying to make himself relevant by putting outlandish statements like this?
I don't know. It depends if he was asked to talk about these things for any particular reason. I don't know if he was or not. But I think some of the figures he could be referring to. He's probably, for Call of Duty sales, he must have had like some figures for like all the years.
He would have
leaving, and then whilst Black Ops 6 I think did pretty well. Black Ops 7 hasn't, and figures from that you can probably get from various analysts who put out information. Same for the console sales. There'll be analysts talking about that.
Yes.
So it all looks on a downward trend. So he's probably got some of this right, but whether I guess from his point of view, selling Activision to Microsoft was a good idea. But I think probably Microsoft way overpaid because I think probably when it gets to the point where these companies are looking to sell themselves, they do as much as they can to overinflate their value. So I'd say Bungie also did that when they were bought by Sony because they ain't been worth the money. Definitely not the way their franchises have been going. So no, I guess he's just, as I say, he's just getting these figures from what analysts are putting out at the moment. Unless he's still got some mates back there who are feeding him information.
Possibly. It's an interesting one. Quang, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think he's pretty much summed up right what is happening right now? Are we on a slump, or do you think he's just stirring the pot a bit?
I don't know. I feel like the landscape of gaming is changing in many different ways. To be honest, games are costing more to make now, especially AAA ones. So the cost of making games, and it means the AAAs are now trying to bank on known franchises rather than taking risks, and that's where the indies come in, which is wonderful for the indies, but not so great for AAAs and budgets. Bobby's going to be happy because he got paid either way, so he can say what he wants. So yeah, I think from his point of view, he's happy they sold Activision. He got paid, and that as far as I'm concerned. Regarding the franchises, it's hard to say. I feel like games are being rushed a lot of the time now. We're seeing games that are underbaked constantly, and needing to be patched out and fixed up sooner than later. But again, release windows are tight, budgets are getting tighter. The game industry grew so quickly. I don't think it was ready for the size of growth that it had, and so people made bigger gambles with their money rather than to play it safe and make smaller gambles. So there will be a reaction to that, which is what we're seeing, I think, in the last couple of years or so.
Yeah, I think this is the thing. It's quite a sad state of affairs that we've seen, especially over the last couple of years. We had, obviously, when we were all in lockdown, we had the gaming boom. Excuse me. And then we basically, the last 3 years, all we seem to do is talk about is layoffs, which is horrible. There's been even more. Another 2 sets of Ubisoft studios have had layoffs, and some more so recent. I think there was one announced today, and I briefly saw it, and I was like, oh, okay, not great. So it just seems that that's the landscape. And as you said, big budget games are costing more and more to make. We're saying they're nearly costing more than some of the big films you see at the cinema with their crazy $1 billion dollar budgets, and then they're not hitting the mark, or they need an absolute shed ton. Like even Spider-Man 2, fantastic game, but it took them nearly 8 months before they even broke even on it. It was crazy. You had to sell an absolute ton to break even though it got great reviews and everyone loved it. It took them a long time to even and there was layoffs still with that. So it is a worrying time, but we'll have to see how things shift. And obviously, that's why we're here, because we'll talk about all the the updates, things as they happen and as they happen in a week. So there you go. COD wasn't even supposed to be out last year, or that version shouldn't have been so rushed and shows. It does, because it was. It's funny. I'm not a big fan of COD games, and I did say 2 Christmases ago that Black Ops 6 got an honourable mention because I thought it was a great game. I really did enjoy it. Didn't get in my top 5, but it got an honourable mention. And then this Black Ops 7, I just thought it was dreadful. It was just really, really awful. It just felt like I don't think it knew what it was doing. So there you go. I've just noticed the golden joystick in Quang's background. Was that from the last series of Games Master?
It was indeed. So myself and my team from Asobi Tech, we went in and we made the game Bouncing Bum Bums for them, which was taken from a bunch of ideas from kids. They were wonderful. They had some great ideas. We made a quick game for them, and as a thank you, the production team got us a golden joystick for making the game.
Yeah, it's. I actually remember that. I actually remember that segment where you had to do that. We're getting a raid. It's a newbie coming in with a raid. We got the music going. Thank you so much. Gozzo says, I love Games Master. It was the best TV show. Thank you so much. It's a newbie. Thank you for being here. Hi, I'm Mag. This is Dave, the co-host that knows the most. And this is our guest this week, the wonderful Quang, who works on Terminator 2D No Fate, which is rather awesome. Iquel was very impressed. He's like, that's awesome. If you want to see more of Dominic Diamond, he is appearing, I believe, at OLL 26 in Norfolk in April. Details are in my Discord. There's all the list of all the gaming events over the next couple of months in my Discord. If you want to find out more, feel free to join the Discord. Also, there's links for tickets and blah, blah, blah. I think you need to know. So there you go. But yeah, very, very impressed. It's cool that you got a golden. Not many people have those golden joysticks, so it's definitely something to say. Let me know, mods, if you need me to do a special shout out for It's a Newbie. You were playing Once Upon a Galaxy. How was your stream? Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it for choosing us. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. We're going to be talking about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the first couple of weeks of January. And we're going to get straight into our 7th game. Icar says, I'm so tempted by that, but it's highly impractical for me. Well, I have got a meeting with the organisers tomorrow night, actually. So we'll find out more and let people know. But I hope to be there for that one. I hope to be at that event. So we shall see. We shall see. I've got enough going on as it is with everything else. So we'll see what happens. Let's move on to our game number 7 tonight. It was great. Thank you. I'm glad you had a good stream. Thank you for doing the special shout as well. If you're not following, there's a little heart on the top of the Twitch chat. Click that little heart and you can go give It's a Newbie a follow. This next game, this came out, getting a bit closer to where we are now. Wednesday, the 14th, which was just last week, on PC. And this is Kotama and Academy Citadel. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. Nice conversation about canned rations there at the end. Don't know why, but it was in that trailer. So yes. Danker's like, oh, I'm buying this. There's a few people liking to look at this already. So yeah, this is Kotama and the Academy Citadel. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, please.
Yeah, I mean, as it stated in the trailer, this one is a Metroidvania. So you all know the drill for those by now. You'll be searching the this location, which I think is like meant to be a sort of school and academy. Carmel Academy, it's called. You'll be searching that for the right equipment to help you progress through the academy. So you can, I think you're on the search for like the academy's highest honor. It's hidden somewhere in there. You're a new student to this place, and you're searching for this. What I can tell in the trailer, it looks okay as far as Metroidvanias go. Got a nice sort of anime style to it. Lots of nice scantily clad anime girls. That certainly looks all right. Not much else to really say about it. Another Metroidvania.
Yeah, there you go. So it's a Metroidvania then. Quang, your thoughts on this one?
We've had so many Metroidvanias. It's unreal recently, especially indie Metroidvanias. The indie scene is flooded with them. Lots of them are quite good actually overall, but being able to stand out now is quite tough. I guess taking the anime scene, the angle makes it stand out. Maybe I don't know how many anime Metroidvanias there are. I like to look at some of the boss fights. Look quite cool. Some of the animation look nice. The weapons and stuff look decent. I think it hopefully does all right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what people think now. For everyone who's just come in on the raid and for It's a Newbies community, we don't review the games, but you can guess what the reviewers scored. You can have halves and whole numbers and go from 0 to 10, or if you were like Odd Trots earlier, you gave it 11 out of 10. Probably wonders why you didn't get a shout out there, but there you go. It's a bit like Spinal Tap. That one went up to 11. So Danker saying 8 out of 10. Strawberry Lover saying a 5 out of 10. Gozzo saying an 8. Loza saying a 7 out of 10. iQuail saying a 6.5. I must stress, I'm not buying this game because of the scantily dressed girls.
Do we believe him there?
The jury's out on that one. Rock Muse, 7 out of 10. 5, though I do like anime, but this isn't so good. Okay. Flame, 7. Legendary JL, 7. Retro Shazar, 7. Get your scores in chat now if you want to get a shout out for your channel. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'll try a 7.5.
Okay, going for a 7.5. Quang, what do you reckon?
Dave, you literally read my mind. I'm also going for 7.5.
Okay, so we've got 7.5s here on the screen. Any more, folks? This is Kotana and the Academy Citadel, which came out last Wednesday on PC. Drawn Unicycle, good evening. How are you? Drawn says 6. There you go. Kindred saying 7. Okay. Just got home from work and I'm laying down before starting dinner. Oh, you can sit back and relax and watch us for the next 13 minutes before we do the show. So, if there are no more guesses, I can tell you that this got an 8 out of 10 as well.
Wow.
So this has got to be one of those good Metroidvanias. And there are good Metroidvanias. As Quang said, there's a lot of good ones. I've enjoyed very much so. So if you want to go check that out, please do. Let's go see who got this right. Gozzo and Danker. I think they were the only two. They guessed high and it paid off. So there you go. Congratulations. You two get shout outs. So whoever's doing the shout outs now, because I've lost track of who's doing shout outs, who's on strike, who's having a tea break, who's eating a chocolate digestive. I don't know what's going on. But there you go. I'll just let the mods get on with it. They know their job. Dang. Okay. What was I on? A guess. You were guessing, John. You only just got here. It's fine. You've got one more to go. You might get this next one. There you go. All the shout outs going out across Twitch and YouTube. Our final game. Now, this is one that's part of a series. We have talked about the other games in this series. This came out last Thursday on PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, and Switch 2. And this is another one in the Legend of Heroes series. And this is the Trails Beyond You know I was going to get one of the names wrong tonight. It had to be the last one, didn't it? The Legend of Heroes game. Let's try this again as if it never happened. Trails Beyond the Horizon. God, blimey, got there in the end. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
I hereby declare Part 1 of Project Star Taker's second phase complete. Let's do this!
What?
A huge national project, even bigger than the Zypha announced out of nowhere?
The world we know as Zemuria will face its imminent end.
Whoa! What kind of crazy fight was that? The real concern is why the Republic needs that kind of weaponry in the first place. The President's intentions weren't clear, which left the continent in a panic.
There's a hidden side to Project Star Taker after all.
But now, you must see it through to the end.
For shame, the finale is upon us, but all good things must come to an end.
A storm is coming that will set all that exists asunder.
It's far too late to back out now.
I ain't showing any mercy.
I surrender.
Manifest, God of truth and falsity. Universe of Impact.
There you go. That's our trailer for our last game tonight. Lee Ann, welcome on in. Great to see you. That is The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon. So I got it right that time. There you go. Saint Michelle, hello, lovely. How are you? Great to see you. Hello. Happy New Year to you, because I think this is the first time I've said hello to you. There you go. So, Dave, obviously, we have spoken about these games, and someone did, I think, Drawn Unicycle said, here's the one JRPG you talk about every week. So we had to kick things off. But it made sense to talk about this because we have talking about the other games on this show. So there you go. So tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah, I think this is the 13th game in the overall franchise. But I think this particular one itself, the storylines it's following up on are just from the previous couple of games.
Yes.
And so in this, and I think this is like finishing off some of those storylines. So it's like a proper end to this particular arc. But yeah, another JRPG. I think in this particular one, in the world of Calvard, where this is set, the city is getting ready for like the first sort of manned space flight, and you get to sort of play as a few different characters and follow their events in the lead up to this, space flight taking place.
Yeah,
so, they're going to get involved in various, mysteries and things trying to, either sort of make it take place or stop other people trying to, derail it. Looks all right from what I can tell. Just another JRPG. Never played any of the other games in the series. Wouldn't pick this one up because wouldn't have a clue what's going on. Because for a review I looked at, it says you do need to have played the previous games.
Yeah, that is true. You do need to know and do need to play the last. Well, they said it's especially the last game to have an idea of what's going on this one. So if you,
so it's definitely for fans. Yeah. But if you're a newcomer, no, don't bother. You might be better off playing some of the remakes they have been doing recently.
Yeah. As Duncan said, there's another remake coming, I think, later this year. I think he said so. Yeah. Quang, are you familiar with the? I was going to say the Trails series. Yeah, the Legend of Heroes series, I should say.
Not massively, but I do know they've been going for years. I think back in '89 or so. So the games have been around for a long time, and so they've got a massive following for every single game. And you can tell by the quality of the voice work throughout that trailer is incredible. Really great voice actors, really high quality, really good production throughout. So I think it will do well at minimum with its own audience. Will it bring people in who haven't played those games before. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what the critics. Oh, is Quang quiet now? Yeah, your volume dropped a little bit on your mic. Dave, did you notice that as well?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, okay.
Let's try. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Hello. Try again.
Yeah, you do sound quiet weirdly, and you were. I don't know what's happened there.
Yeah, I think on my side I had an issue with sound, so maybe the.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, a couple of people are saying the same thing. So.
Can still hear what you're saying. It's just,
yeah, we can hear what you're saying. It just has
a little bit quieter.
It's okay. We can work for it. He is quieter than you, but I turn my volume up and it's fine. Well, there you go. We can work around it. There are ways and means to make things work. Don't worry. Okay. Well, let's see. For all of you who just joined us, have a guess at what this got in the reviews. We haven't reviewed it, but the critics have. See if you can guess what the average score is. Let's see what people are saying in chat. Drawn Unicycle, an 8. Loza, 8.5. Strawberry Lover, 9.5. Danker, 8.5. Gozzo, 8.5. Rock Muse says, people say a solid number. Mine will be a sloppy 8. Kindred says 8.5. It doesn't really interest me, but they do have a following. See, that is a very good point. They do. Else they wouldn't have made, what was it, 17 games or 14 games? 13. There you go. It wouldn't have done that if it wasn't a success. Retro Shazar, 8. iQual, 8.5. Big Fuzzy Yak, 8. Flame, 7.5. Get your scores in the chat. You will get a shout out for your channel. We will start with Quang. What do you reckon this got?
I think purely for the legacy, we're going to go high. It's got 8.5.
Okay, going for an 8.5. Legendary JL coming in with an 8. And Dave, for the last one, what say you?
I'm going to try an 8.
Go for an 8 as well. Okay. If there are, well, last chance to get your scores in the chat. This is Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon, which came out last Thursday on PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, and Switch 2. And I can tell you that this got 8.5 out of 10. So well done, Quang. Congratulations. I'll let you pick how you want your shout out. So obviously we'll drop your Insta in the chat, but how else would you like your shout out, my friend?
Oh, the question is, what are my options? That's the question.
Well, I don't particularly want to do the jumping behind the chair because I'll probably break my knees. I can do one for walking on from the side, but it's not me that comes back. If that intrigues you.
That sounds amazing. Let's do that.
Okay, I need to find the prop for it because I actually think I've lost. Hang on. Oh, there it is. There it is. So hang on. Let's do that, and then we'll get the shout outs for everyone else. But do go follow Quang on Instagram if you want to see what he's up to and what he's working on. It's all there on his Insta. It's in the chat. Thank you very much, Mr. Dave Johnson. Let's do this. Right. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Okay. Quang! There you go. It's a pixelated, well, we call him pixelated Bob Ross, but this is a pixelated mag. There you go. So there you go. That was the first one of those we've done this year. So there you are.
I feel privileged.
You're honoured. Clearly, I can tell. So you're like, what on earth was that? There you go. Congratulations to with a blue Mackey's t-shirt on. Yes, yeah. There you go. Blue Mackey's t-shirt on. Right, let's see who else got this right. iQuail, congratulations, you got it right. Kindred, you got it right as well. Gozzo, you got it right. And Danker got it right over on YouTube. Well done to all of you for getting it right. Kindred says that is actually the same size as normal mags. It's just pixelated. It's true. If I was to hold this up at an event, it's actually bigger than me. Look, can't you tell? Look. There you go. Just making them because I am that small. There you go. Here we go. Now, moving on to something brand new before we finish the show. This is a new segment that we're going to try out, and we want your feedback on it. But we are going to end each show with a top 10 or a chart in the the gaming industry. and it's going to vary week to week. So it's not the same thing because obviously it could get quite boring. So thought we'd start with the UK gaming chart, and I'm going to go through what the top 10 games are as of last Friday in the UK right now. But we're also going to give you Steam charts, PlayStation, Xbox, global, etc. And we'll change each week and we'll keep updating you. So by magic, because you can tell I actually planned this out, I'm going to go through. This was what was in the top 10 last week. So at number 10 was GTA 5, which has been a non-mover for the last week. So GTA 5 is there. At number 9, moving up 23 places, was Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. So that's the version that comes with the DLC that had Idris Elba in. I think I get the feeling that was mainly down to the Switch 2 version. There was a bit of a sale and, you know, a lot of people were buying that, but that went up 23 places. So that was at number 9. At number 8, dropping 1 place, is Minecraft. At number 7, also dropping 1 place, is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Last week's number 1 dropped 5 places because EA Sports FC 26 was number 1 last week, but is now number 6. And at number 5, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 has gone up 1 place. Pokemon Legends Zeta A has gone up 1 place at number 4. A non-mover is Claire Obscura Expedition 33, ironically, at number 3. And a new entry, because on the 15th, there was the big update and the release on Switch 2. Animal Crossing New Horizons came to Switch 2, and obviously there was a free update. Interestingly enough, 59% of the sales were for the Switch 2 version, and 41% people were buying it on Switch. So there's people that still hadn't bought probably one of the biggest games of 2020. So there you go. And jumping up 1 place back to the top slot, because it has been at the top slot before, was Mario Kart World on Switch 2. Those are the top 10 games that you can buy in the UK right now across all platforms. Any thoughts on anyone? The only one that dropped out, which kind of got replaced by one, there was the Dark Souls trilogy was in the charts the week before at number 9, and that's now dropped out. But any thoughts on any of those games? I mean, it kind of didn't surprise me that Animal Crossing was back in, but Cyberpunk shooting up 23 places, I think's a good one.
Yeah, so it's still popular. But I also find it quite surprising that, you know, GTA 5, after all these years,
I know,
is still regularly in the top 10. It's just ridiculous.
There you go. Evening, guys. Ems, how you doing? Here we go. Let's have a look. You need to put more feeling into this. Maybe we get a jingle. TO the TP, we won't be... No, I don't want to get sued. Maybe we'll put some music to it next week. We'll see. I should have known that one. There we go. We needed the bada music. Oh, ba 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 ba. There you go. At the start of the trailers for when he does this. Shows a sale makes a difference or two. It does. What list was I reading this from? This was from the official UK top 10 games chart across all platforms. And these were the figures as taken off last Friday, because they don't go Monday to Sunday. It goes like Friday to Friday. So obviously we did the show on the Tuesday. So there'll be another update one next week. But on next week's show, we might talk about the global one, or we might do Steam. We might do PlayStation or Xbox. Art Raiders in the top 10 Steam ones, Michelle, but as in global, as in the full UK, it's not. But it's no surprises, because we always talk about this. You say, what are the best-selling games of 2025? And half of them are games that have been out for years, because Minecraft's always in there. So, but we are going to do different charts each week, so you'll see where certain games are doing well. So there you go. Let us know if you like that. Is it physical only? It's supposed to be physical and digital as well, I believe, iQuell. So there you go. Let us know if you like that. We will drop in different charts to end each show. But that is the end of tonight's show. Can I say a massive, massive thank you to our wonderful guest. Quest, what is wrong with me? You can tell I'm getting tired. Our wonderful guest who's on a quest to make more games. It's the wonderful Quang. Thank you so much for being on the show. First time on the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Cheers.
And
yeah, it's been great.
Great. I'm glad you liked it. Hey, and we got to do the spin for you. We've never done that for any other guest. So there you go. That's a thing. There you go. Dave, as always, my co-host who knows the most.
Always
great to have you here. Thank you for being here. Used to be obsessed with that game in lockdown. There you go. Sorry I missed it. It will be on catch up, both on YouTube and literally Twitch. They'll be within the next few minutes. It will be on catch up. So don't worry if you've missed it. And it will stay on catch up permanently on YouTube and for 2 months on Twitch. There you go. Good to see you, Quang. Yes, thank you, Quang. And thank you to all of you who've been watching on the show. It's nice to be back. Next week is our 250th show. We have done 250 shows in 5 years of this, which is crazy. Me and Dave. And our guests next week are Nick and Dan from Debug Magazine. And they will be talking not only about the next Debug Awards, which will be taking place in April, but their first ever Debug Gaming Festival, which is taking place at the end of April. And boy, do they have a lineup. It is such a cool lineup. The likes of Ashens, The Dark Room, Did You Know Gaming, just to name a few, and some amazing music performances. One of a mutual friend of Quang's and mine, the wonderful Lucia Lareza, the amazing violinist. She'll be performing as well. So we will have them on our show for the 250th special. If you want to join in with some more games, we are playing Marvel Rivals. Deadpool has been brought into Marvel Rivals. That's what we're doing over on TikTok and Twitch at 8:30 tomorrow. And a brand new game that came out today, which we'll talk about on next week's show. I will be playing on Thursday and giving my first opinions on MIO Missing in Orbit, which came out today. So I've had a copy sent of that. So we'll give that a whirl. All that leaves for me to say is we are going to go raid somebody. So let's see who we can raid. For those on YouTube, the stream will just end. For those on Twitch, we'll go say hello to the person that we pick. I will quickly see who's on. And there's a lot of people on tonight. And again, congratulations to the wonderful Big Fuzzy Yak for reaching Twitch partner today. Absolutely amazing. Very, very, very much deserved. Anyone works harder on streams and content, it's definitely her. She works way harder than I ever do. Let's go. Do you know what? I'm going to return the favor. This gentleman raided me last week. This is Mr. Dan Bay. He is playing. Let's have a look if it loads. Oh, he's playing Power World. Do you know what? We've not talked about that in ages. So we're going to go raid him because he very kindly raided us last week. So I think that would be a good thing to do. So I'm going to press that button and that raid will start when the end credits have rolled. Fingers crossed. And there you go. And Danka, congratulations. You just got your 45 stream streaks. You've just been awarded 450 Mojo Bytes, which you can spend, which is pretty cool. So all that leaves for me to say is wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, or a great evening. And I shall see you back tomorrow at 8:30 on TikTok and Twitch for some Marvel Rivals. So now we'll do that thing where we'll wave at the camera and then I'll press the button. Thank you very much. Good night.